Hello, world. I'm Don West Jr., and it's a sad day because it's been a sad couple of days. On Sunday, today is Tuesday, January 28th, 2020, and almost everyone who's going to watch this is already aware that on Sunday, the 26th, Kobe Bean Bryant passed away along with 8 other people that were on his airplane, including his daughter, the pilot, 2 other young ladies, and several parents. And as a result, a number of families here in Orange County have lost their loved ones and have lost friends. I personally know young ladies that play on the Mamba basketball team, and I know that it is impacting them heavily. It's impacting me thinking about the loss. But it's also given an opportunity to reflect on a number of things from a number of perspectives, and I'm just going to focus on a couple of them here and share them with you, and hopefully you'll share some of your thoughts with me. But here we go. So number one, Kobe was a family man, and he was a man with a spiritual center. Very early on, like I said, I am currently in Laguna Beach, California, which is right next to Laguna Beach. Which is right next to Newport Beach, and Kobe lived in Newport Beach. So there's lots of people in this community, and it's a very small community that know Kobe, and the word got around that at the 6 o'clock or 6:30 mass at his church on Sunday morning that Kobe was there with Gigi, his daughter, and that was one of the last things that was reported that he had done before he got on the helicopter to go up to Calabasas. And so he was a family man and a man with a spiritual center. I'm sure you may have heard the origin story as to why he even started taking the helicopter, and the reason that he articulated was it so that he could be with his family, so that he could get back, so he could take them to school in the morning, go and handle all of his business, practice, extra work, so on and so forth, and be back and in the carpool line so that he could pick them up, because he thought it was important to have that time. So that stands out. And he was a girl dad, and so I said there's an opportunity for reflection that's come with it. And him being a girl dad, I was a girl uncle for a number of years, for a long time before there was ever any other children in my family. And I don't have any kids personally, but I have a number of close friends. One of my teammates from Florida State, Jonathan Carter, he's a girl dad, and he's an amazing girl dad. And my homeboy Kelsey Nash, another teammate from Florida State, is a girl dad. Kobe has taught me through his example and his uplifting of women's sports to have a more holistic and equal appreciation of women's sports and what it means. I was very infatuated and curious as to what was going on with his Mamba Academy, and I kept saying, "Oh, I have time to go see, and I have time to." I never met Kobe. That's an important part. I never met him, and like I said, he's been right here, and I know people that play in the Mamba Academy, and I thought I had time. I thought I would have time to make that happen, and that's one of the lessons for me in this whole thing, and why I'm making this video for you, because part of my thing is to share and to be a part of the conversation and a part of the community. And Kobe is a glowing example and an embodiment of the legacy pyramid. He lived the legacy pyramid. He's like the best current example that I know of killing it at the legacy pyramid. There's lots of others, but especially in an athletic context, and his pursuit of excellence on the field was second to none. So yeah, that's the family man and a man with a spiritual center and a girl dad, and the way that he embodied that, the way that he uplifted, and the things that he's done, that his legacy is gonna do for women's sports are very impactful and instructive to me. Number two, humility and service. I've watched a lot of videos and taken in a lot of content in the past couple days of people reflecting on Kobe, and a lot of the conversations and a lot of the reporters and a lot of people that interacted with him and knew him, they reflected about his humility, and it's evident the service that he's been in the community. I'll share a vignette about one of the little girls. She played in the game, and Kobe was at the game, and the girl's aunt and grandmother were there, and Kobe knew that it was the aunt and grandmother, and he came and introduced himself to them, and then he got really excited and told them how happy he was that one of the girls had gone up and made a shot attempt with her left hand, and she didn't make it, but Kobe was excited because she attempted it, and she attempted it with what he would call that Mamba mentality, and that he knew and that he was paying attention and he was engaged. That's so valuable to a young athlete, to have someone of his stature, to someone of his talent, to someone of his accomplishment, to know that you're going up hard with your left hand and you're working and beating on your craft. I got that from Will Smith. Will Smith said in a video, you got to beat on your craft, and Kobe was the embodiment of beating on your craft. He beat on his craft hard. So Kobe was tireless in the way that he beat on his craft. He put in all of the extra work. He understood it academically, the game of basketball, and in understanding it, he developed the muscle memory. There's stories out there that says that at one point in his career, he would make 7,500, I believe is the number, 7,500 shots a day, make 7,500 shots a day to develop the muscle memory, so that all of these amazing highlights that we're able to watch, all of the feats that he's able to perform are ingrained into his muscles, and he understood the mental aspect of the game, the mentality, and he did it with a pursuit of excellence. And observing him when he did it as a younger man, he did it with a lot of bravado that was abrasive to people. But what we witnessed here over this past couple of days, no matter where something happened in America, no matter where you were coming from, your economic background, your educational background, people of all creeds and colors, religions and beliefs, political affiliations felt the loss, and it reveals our humanity, as the author John Gray said. It revealed our humanity, the collective loss and grief that we're all feeling. And as Kobe matured from the younger Kobe to the older Kobe, what came through in that was humility, and it was reflected in a lot of the interviews that he did. The humility and service through the Mamba Academy, and his actual desire to create stories and to write was an act of service to all of us, to our community, to our world, and that's an example. And there's lots of stories and lots of commentary about the humility that he had, and the approachability that he had, and the humanity. So those are all very, very important. So number 3 is the way that Kobe pursued excellence. His pursuit of excellence is a masterclass. A masterclass in goal making, a masterclass in execution, a masterclass in having a vision and seeing. When Kobe was a teenager, he saw himself playing in the NBA, not playing in college. He saw himself playing in an organization that was going to have the support system and the championship caliber, which is why he put pressure on the Charlotte Bobcats to the Charlotte Hornets to become a Los Angeles Laker, because he had a vision, a clear vision, and when you have a clear vision, you know when something comes up in your journey that is not it. And he knew what it was that he was trying to be and all about. He had a clear understanding of legacy and the example. I was born in the 70s, and when I was born, there was no Michael Jordan. There was Magic and Bird and the great Dr. J and Moses Malone. I'm from Philadelphia, Darryl Dawkins. And I watched all of Michael Jordan's career, and I thought Michael Jordan was amazing and undisputed the greatest basketball player ever to pick up a basketball. And Kobe Bryant, there's a video of Kobe where he emulates so many of Michael's moves because he studied and he beat on his craft and he beat on his craft and he worked, and he had the potential. He outworked his potential. He maximized and stretched his potential. Like in his Oscar-winning 2 years after retiring from a 20-year, 18-time NBA All-Star championship career, 5 NBA championships, 3 back-to-back, 2 others back-to-back. After all of that, 2 years after retiring from that amazing career, he wins an Oscar, and in that he talks about how his body gave out, because he gave all of his body to the game, and he gave his everything to his dream. And so the challenge to me, the challenge to you, my dream is to create lessons and workshops and understanding of people of the legacy pyramid and how to live the legacy pyramid. And through Kobe's life and his early passing and the loss of all of the potential in those young ladies who were all chasing their dreams with a great fervor and were on their way to do just that, to continue to beat on their craft. We all have a dream. If our dream isn't clear to us, we need to sit and be still and be quiet, and figure out what it is. And once we figure it out, put that plan together, plan your work and work your plan, and outwork your potential and outwork the dream. See what's on the other side of what you dreamed and see how far it can go. And I think that's what Kobe was doing, and that's what Kobe is to me. And I thank you for taking the time and engaging in this reflection, and hopefully there's something in the thought process. Brian Shaw, it's very important. I lost my friend Cedric Hardman in March of 2018, and he was an all-time great with the San Francisco 49ers and won a Super Bowl with the Oakland Raiders, and he was one of my best friends on this earth, and he was one of my greatest teachers. And Brian Shaw shared that when he lost his family in the car accident years back, the thing that got him through the darkness and the depression and the grief basically was that he had memories, and during the time that he was with his family when they were alive, they lived. This is what he said. They lived and they created memories, and those memories lived on, and those memories kept him going. And when I think of my friend Cedric and his sayings, I'm glad that's not my problem. Those sayings are things that he did working out, living the legacy pyramid, working hard, chasing your dream, outworking your potential. That's what is crystallizing in this reflective moment of grief, and the huge impact, the connection with so many people that Kobe had. I'm aspirational of having that kind of connection with people, that people respect me not just for my craft and not just for my work, but just for the spirit that I emulate and the humility and the service that just comes through in everything that I do. I don't remember who the commentator was exactly, but I think it might have been Jerry West. And if it wasn't Jerry West, most important is what was said was that he was, for us, he was like a real life superhero, complete with a uniform. He had an outfit, and he did supernatural, superhuman things, and that's what made him so special. And he did it as a human being. He didn't fall from the sky. He was born in Lower Merion, he was born very close to where I was born, and he lived very close here to where I am now. So we shared a lot of the same space. So to all the families and to everyone who is suffering, I say I hold space for whatever it is that you're feeling at this point, and hold space and reverence for what you're going through. I'm so sorry that this is an experience that we all must share, but one of the beautiful things I heard with one of the family members of one of the other victims, not in the Bryant family, is that everyone is hurting with us, and that is absolutely true. It's a great loss. Very, very sorry, but so grateful that had the opportunity and the example to see the three wonderful things that I pointed out here, and there's so many more. Rest in paradise, kings and queens. Good and faithful journey. Namaste.